Hard to believe, in 1996, I walked these halls as a student of Hoisington High School in Kansas. Fast forward to 2021, I was asked to return as a guest speaker for Hoisington High School's Veterans Day program, a true honor that filled me with pride and gratitude. Hopefully you enjoy this video, as the Hoisington High School puts on a tremendous Veterans Day program annually. And as a 21-year Navy veteran, being invited back to share my experiences and reflections on this meaningful day was a full circle moment. One that reminded me of the lasting impact that this community has had on my life and my career.
Retired Senior Chief Petty Officer Shannon Thomas hails from Hoisington, Kansas, and is a 1996 graduate of Hoisington High School. During his time at Hoisington High School, Shannon was active in football 4 years and track 4 years. He is the son of Margaret Thomas of Russell, Kansas, and the late Larry Thomas. Shannon enlisted in the United States Navy in June 1996, following completion of basic training at Recruit Training Command in Great Lake, Illinois, where he attended Engineman A school. Shannon has served at sea on board USS Constellation, USS Comstock, USS Pearl Harbor, USS Rushmore, Amphibious Squadron 3, and on board USS Freedom and USS Fort Worth Crew 101 as top snipe. His shore tours include Engineman A School Instructor, Center for Naval Engineering Learning Site in Great Lake, Illinois, LCS Mine Warfare Detachment 2, and Littoral Combat Ship Squadron 1 in San Diego, California. He is a graduate from the Coast Guard Senior Enlisted Academy, Class 082, and has earned a bachelor's degree in organizational management from Ashford University. His decorations include the Navy and Marine Corps Commendation Medal, 5 awards, Navy and Marine Corps Achievement Medal, 6 awards, Master Training Specialist, and various unit and campaign awards. Shannon is a combat war veteran and served during Operation Enduring Freedom and Iraq Freedom, where he earned the Global War on Terrorism Service Medal and Global War on Terrorism Expeditionary Medal. He is married to Josephine Thomas, formerly of Kane, Pennsylvania, and they have 3 children, Kyle, Kent, and Keith Thomas, and they reside in San Diego, California. He served in the U.S. Navy for 21 years from June 1996 through August 2017. He is still serving the U.S. Navy to this day as a federal government civilian as a readiness engineer for the Littoral Combat Ship Program Office in San Diego, California.
Wow, Courtney, thank you for that. Make that introduction seem really good. To me, it doesn't seem like a whole lot, but when it's put down on paper and said out loud, it really is something. Good morning to all of you, and to all the veterans in the crowd today. If you could, please stand. All the veterans. I want to say to you veterans, thank you for your service, and happy Veterans Day. I also want to say a big thank you to Mr. Joel Mason. Joel, if you could please stand up, your principal. All right, thank you, Joel, for asking me to be here today. I'm very honored and humbled. For many of you high school students in the audience who don't know this, I had the pleasure to attend both middle school and high school here in Hoisington with your principal. And I tell you what, I have some stories. Hey, Joel, you think I should share some of those stories today? No? All right. Wow, 25 years ago, when I was sitting where you students are today, if any one of my classmates or teachers would have said I'd be talking to the student body of Hoisington High School in this great community in a town that I grew up in about what Veterans Day means to me, I would have said they were nuts. And I'm sure a few in the audience, teachers, please stand up. Coach McClellan, Dave McClellan, he was a big driving force for me joining the military. He taught me in middle school. Roger Michaelis as well. Thank you both for your service. And I'm really happy that both of you guys are here today. Appreciate that. Carla Reesner, if you could please stand up. I tell you what, Carla Reesner is amazing teacher here in Hoisington. She taught me my senior year in high school. I was a little ornery, and I'm sure Deborah Lewis is probably somewhere here, you know. So, there she is. So, I tell you what, two of the greatest teachers that you got here in Hoisington, and they're still teaching to this day. Thank you, Carla, for everything that you do. I get a letter every year from the high school telling me thank you for my service. And I tell you what, Carla, I have a gift for you when this is over, so it's no prank, trust me, but so I'll see you shortly. Well, here I am. No one ever knows what opportunities life presents to them. In most cases, we have to take the challenges of life and create our own opportunities in life today. Today certainly is proof of that. There are many veterans who come from this great state of Kansas and this amazing community. And it's an honor and a privilege to share with you all what Veterans Day means to me. But before I forget, can I have the Marine Corps veterans please stand up in the audience? I would like to say happy birthday to the Marine Corps, right? Yesterday, the Marine Corps celebrated 246 years of faithful service. Happy birthday, Marines. I spent a great deal of time pondering and in reflection about what I was going to talk about today after your principal reached out to me a few short months ago, asking me to be here. So here we go. Many of you may know a veteran, instructed a veteran, had class with a veteran, or have crossed paths with a veteran, whether it was in a positive or negative aspect. Many of you might have a veteran in your own family who served, but do you really know what it means to be a veteran? To me, a veteran is not only a person who has served their country in the armed forces. A veteran is much more than that. A veteran is a person who continues to serve their country and is part of a brother or sisterhood and still lives with their sacrifices today. Veterans still serve their country by serving in their communities. They serve as electricians, plumbers, EMTs, firefighters. The list goes on. They serve in places like the Disabled American Veterans Organization or veterans hospitals across this great nation. Think about that. Veterans helping veterans earn their benefits that they receive from past battles or wars. Veterans serve in other organizations like the VFW, the American Legion, the Wounded Warrior Foundation, the American Red Cross, and many other veteran organizations across the United States. Veterans also serve in their community churches and schools. Veterans serve in those positions to help influence the future generations of America. Veterans, to me, are part of a brotherhood or sisterhood that none can fathom. That brotherhood or sisterhood that created an everlasting bond. A bond created by adversity of tears, pain, and bloodshed. Bloodshed created by battles and wars. Battles and wars such as World War I, World War II, Gettysburg, Shiloh, Appomattox, San Juan Hill, the trenches of France, the Argonne Forest, Anzio, Rome, the Battle of Midway, and the beaches of Normandy. In the humid jungles of Guam, Okinawa, Korea, and Tarawa, and in 1,000 rice paddies of a place called Vietnam. In the heat of the Persian Gulf, Iraq, and Afghanistan, and a score of thousands of other places across this great world. Many veterans, just like myself, fought or served in those conflicts with many different posts, units, ships, stations, squadrons, or battalions. However, we all come together and speak of them on days like today, to serve as if we served right alongside one another. Veterans to this day still reminisce about the battles and wars fought, the good times and the bad times. But we always remember the sacrifices that everyone made and those who came before us. Sacrifices of their youth. Think about that. Veterans sacrificed their youth. Some veterans didn't go off to college right after high school. They didn't join that family business or family farm or become wealthy. Instead, they raised their right hand to defend their country against enemies, both foreign and domestic. Veterans sacrifice their mind and body. Veterans sacrifice their mind by still dealing with flashbacks, dealing with night terrors, and not being able to sleep at night, and dealing with lost emotions. However, veterans still gave themselves physically and mentally. Veterans have trouble getting out of the bed in the morning. Veterans sustain injuries from their battles and wars past. They've been blown up by roadside bombs or IEDs, shot at by the enemies or adversaries. And veterans sustain injuries from their time in service as well. Veterans have scars to show. Some scars that are concrete and you can see them on their body, all from past battles and wars fought. And some scars you cannot see as well. A veteran to me is a person who wrote a blank check made payable to the United States of America for an amount up to and including their own life. Many veterans know of that greatest sacrifice. Many veterans know of a brother or sister in arms who answered that call. The ones that was on their left or right, fighting beside them, serving side by side. The ones who they shared laughter and memories with. The ones who fought so that you and I can live the way that we live today. I know for me, they will never be forgotten. Those prisoners of war, the missing in actions, the killed in actions, and the fallen. My experience in the U.S. Navy was simple. Simple as this short story I have for you all today. My friends went to college or got jobs after high school. I enlisted in the U.S. Navy and went to boot camp. When my friends woke up in the morning to decide if they'd go to school or work, I'd already been at work for hours. My friends' alarms woke them up in the morning. My alarm sent me to battle stations, general quarters, and watches. My friends made plans based on how they felt. I made plans based off the needs of my country and the Navy. My friends couldn't wait to leave their homes. I couldn't wait to get back to mine. And even today, when I look back on our respective lives, my friends might wonder if they've ever made a difference in the world. To me, I don't have that problem. I feel very fortunate that I come from a long line of veterans in my family. My wife, who I've been married to for over 22 years, is a veteran. She was stationed in the Navy on board the aircraft carrier USS Kitty Hawk when I met her in San Diego, California. I have many aunts, uncles, cousins, and brother-in-laws who all served in the military. They served across all branches of the military and were a big driving force for me to serve as well. My cousin Danny Esfeld, who's in the audience today, served in the Army, was a retired Army vet. And his son, my cousin Jason Esfeld, served in the Army as well. My Uncle Bob Glenn, who was big in Hoisington, and my Uncle Donald Denny Sr., both served in the Army, and both were retired Army vets. My Aunt Betty was an Army vet. She was one of very few women during her time to serve in the military. And my Uncle Dorwin was a retired Air Force Chief Master Sergeant. My cousin Darrell Turley, who's big in Great Bend, was a retired Navy vet. And his brother, Steve Turley, was a Marine Corps vet. My father-in-law, Harry Lindsay, Sr., served in the Army during World War II. And his son, my brother-in-law, Bryce Lindsay, was an Army vet, served in Afghanistan. My hero was my father. My father, Larry Thomas, served in the U.S. Navy for over 20 years and was a veteran of the Vietnam War and a Purple Heart recipient. My father never really talked about the Vietnam War, like many veterans from that era do not. However, my father loved the military, and I remember many times growing up here in Hoisington, Kansas, taking a trip with him to Fort Riley or McConnell Air Force Base. And I always remembered during one of those trips, before my father passed, he talked about his time in service. I was about 12 years old at the time. My father spoke about his time in the Navy and how proud he was about his service and the places he was able to travel to. He told me about what benefits the military had and would like for me after high school to serve and join and just serve 4 years. However, my father passed away when I was in 8th grade here in Hoisington, and I always remembered those trips and what he had told me. So when it came time for me to graduate in May of 1996 here from Hoisington, I decided to serve in the U.S. Navy. My mom at the time she was hesitant for me to serve in the military. However, she still signed the paperwork allowing me to join as I was only 17 years old. I was proud. I qualified to do the same job that my father did. I served the Navy for 21 years, and I tell you what, I would do it all over again if I could. If I could look my father in the eyes today, I would tell him he was right. The U.S. Navy taught me to not only be a diesel mechanic, a naval engineer, but the Navy taught me to grow up and be one of those great citizens of the United States. And today, I continue to serve the U.S. Navy as a government civilian engineer in my current job in San Diego, California. All right, students, here comes the next punchline for you. Whether you students in front of me know this or not, you guys are the next generation of this great country. You will determine or help determine the future of our country. Each of you have a responsibility. And some of you might be asking, what does that mean? Those of you that have chosen not to serve in the military, that is fine. But you still have a responsibility to our country. And that's to be the best citizen that you all can possibly be. Take care of your family, your friends, obey the laws, and if you do these things at minimum, you will help our country and fulfill your responsibility. Those of you who decide to join the military, we had a couple here today. I can guarantee you this, even if I don't even know you. You will have a pride in your heart the rest of your life that no one can ever take away. And these veterans in the crowd know what I'm talking about. All right, for you young folks, there was a quote that I live by in all that I did for my 21 years in the military, and I still live by this quote today. It's called, if you work hard, good things will happen. And for you young folks in the audience today, I want to leave you with one last thing. What is your plan or dream? No one but you can make a plan or dream a reality. And the reality is, achieving those dreams, it's hard, trust me. Never forget any achievement ever achieved in the history of mankind all started with the willingness to try. But you can make a difference in this country during your lifetime. Trust me. You can inspire and instill in people. It really doesn't take that much. In the military, I saw this change every day. It is not impossible to change the world as long as we all do our part. So I implore you young citizens in the audience today to study hard, be kind, and most of all, just do your part. I want to thank you all for allowing me today to be here and speak on what being a veteran means to me. May God bless you and your families. And most of all, may God bless the men and women who have dedicated their service to this great country. And those that are still serving around the globe to this day, I say again, thank you for your service. Today I'm wearing this red tie for all my brothers and sisters who are deployed around the world. Many of you might have thought that this red tie represented the Hoisington Cardinals or the Kansas City Chiefs. To me, red represents something else. The color red represents to me something more. And that something more is remember everyone deployed. So next time you see that color red, remember everyone deployed, because there's always someone on watch at all times, 24/7, 365. Thank you, and a happy Veterans Day.